for my toast to Bill, I'd like to say a few words about Bill and just reflect aloud with all of you who know him so well. As I was writing these notes, I was thinking, not telling them anything new. But I just thought it was worth sharing some thoughts on why I've hung around all these years and why I love him so very much. So celebrating 40 years of marriage does seem like a big deal, like people were saying. And it's really weird because last year it was 39 years. It's not that much shorter, you know. But 40 years just does seem to be a big deal and definitely worth marking and being together with the people that we love the most, to mark it together and celebrate it together. The big celebration of it, of course, was heading off to France for a month, and that was my choice to go to France because I love France, but Bill fully embraced the idea of going to France, and we did, as you've been hearing, we had a wonderful time together. We did do a lot of eating and drinking, but I will assure you we also did a lot of biking and really had fun.
12 days of biking in total.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, we had a lot of fun biking. And one thing I hadn't quite realized about the biking, although we've been on biking trips before, but the great thing about biking is that you've got a lot of time on your own. I was always following Bill because I have a terrible sense of direction. And the one time I blasted off on my own was a total disaster. Anyway, so we learned, that was the first day, so we learned, don't do that. Stay behind Bill. So I was always like biking along behind Bill. And I also realized you're in this beautiful environment. It was so beautiful, wildflowers everywhere, gorgeous scenery everywhere. And it gave me all this time just to think about Bill and me and why we've been together for all this time and why I'm grateful that I've had all this time with this one other person. And as I was cycling along, I realized, and I guess this is self-evident, but I realized that a lot of the things that were happening on the trip really captured all kinds of things that were totally fundamental to who Bill is. And, and these are fundamental things of why I love you so much and why I've been so fortunate to be with you for all these years together. But there was just, I won't say all the things, I had lots of time to think and I had a million stories, but I realized I better fit it on one sheet or you'll kill me. There were a few things that really struck me on the tour, and one thing that we all know is that nothing deters Bill. Nothing deters him. Nothing's too much of a challenge. He just goes for it. It could be, as in when we were cycling on the last hill of the day, battery gone, bike weighs at least 1,000 pounds. Bill's bravely cycling his e-bike up the hill, undeterred, in a bad mood, but undeterred. And it really just was so reminiscent to me of how he decided, undeterred, to start like a world-leading company, doing something that nobody really knew anything about. Nobody really wanted this thing that they were going to do, and that you dragged me and the kids and a whole lot of other people along, and you've been very successful and have loved it as well. So that, the hills, starting companies, it was all one. Mm-hmm. I also really noticed and appreciate how careful and protective you are of me and of all of us. And it could be something as simple as, there's a lot of cobblestones, as we were walking through in the towns in France, and you were always warning me, watch the cobblestones, or the cobblestones will be slippery going here. Not in a very caring way. And I think you've really guided me and our children through so many challenges with all that care and protection, giving us that care in ways that otherwise we would be really overwhelmed or confused without your guidance at times, you know, not on simple things like roads, but on complicated things that you
Like thermostats.
that you have really pulled on that desire to protect me and to protect the children, and it's been so beautiful. And then the other thing which we all know is that Bill is positive beyond all reason. Whether it's about finding yet another delicious meal in France, as we always did, or just really being clear that all that's really needed in life is for us to remain optimistic, to support one another without question, and keep moving forward. None of all, you know, I am an agonizer, I'm a worrier, and if I hadn't had Bill, I'd probably just still be like
Not at all.
but you
No,
really
I
give
disagree.
me.
I totally disagree.
But you really,
You're a big
in the
achiever.
toughest, yes, it's true, but in the in the toughest times and when things have really been challenging, it's always you who said, no, we just have to keep moving forward. We don't have any other choice. This is what we're doing, and we're getting on with it. And I've really, really benefited from that in my marriage. And then there, of course, the very last thing, which we all know, is that he just really loves to have a good time.
That's man.
Yeah, he loves to laugh and he loves to talk, and he's always inserting himself in you know, the kids' lives. Like, I think we'll go, you know. Oh, we'll come. And I don't know, that, you know, that quality has made all of our travels as a family and as a couple really, really fun, and really ensures that my life has never been boring, that's for sure. So these qualities of Bill's that somehow I was lucky enough to recognize 40 years ago that were qualities that I really would be essential to my life. Somehow they're even more important to me today. Like it's amazing to me. So a toast to Bill, who's been through everything important that's ever happened to me in my life. And you've made my life an amazing adventure. Not always smooth, but a wonderful adventure, and we've had a lot of fun, and I really appreciate you, as do we all. I nearly didn't cry.
That was great.
To Bill Wright.
Yay! Cheers!